my beautiful birdhouse server. We are coming at you live with another Toonkind at 12 FPS. Today it is Intern Turmoil. My name is Marzi, and I'll be playing Mariz. Yes, that's confusing. Yes, that's on purpose. And I'm joined by my lovely, incredibly talented, and inspirational co-host.
Uh, Hi, I'm Vamp. Marzi, that was unfair, actually. That was below the belt.
Listen, man,
Um,
you should expect this when I'm given the chance to do the intro.
Holds you at gunpoint. I mean, I do the same thing, but holds you at gunpoint anyway. But,
Shoot me, do it, eats your bullets.
I shall be playing Mersel, otherwise known as that one guy, Mr. Magic Man, Prim's trophy husband. Um, Maris's target for the day.
Correct. Did he say your name for the recording? I didn't actually hear.
Mersel, yes.
No, your name, fool. Unless you're telling me you're Mersel.
I'm Vamp.
Okay. Great start, everybody.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the energy for this FPS. I'm not gonna know what I'm doing.
It's fine. We did not plan anything aside from Mariz wants an internship.
Yay. Speaking of internships, it's a lovely day at Dodo Studios, and you're a horrible little fairy.
Hell
What are
yeah,
you
I
up to?
am. After their customary greeting to Rowan, which is just screaming for a couple of seconds while he screams back, Mariz has made their way into the studio as they are wont to do and have done before. And now they know where the kitchen is, first of all, and what Mersel looks like, which they didn't in their very first FPS, but they're smarter now.
Yeah.
So Mariz can just make a fucking beeline to the kitchen, on the lookout for Mersel on the way.
I mean, I feel like I have to make you roll a perception.
Let's fucking do it. Their perception isn't actually that bad.
What did you roll?
This is me jinxing my own character.
Okay, Mariz, in classic Toonish fashion, you pass by the door to the kitchen like 15 times, like trying to look for the kitchen.
They're just so excited.
Yeah. Like it's the like classic like toon gag where like Mariz like walks past the kitchen door, disappears off frame. Mariz like appears back on frame with something else, walks past the kitchen door, disappear off frame. This happens like 15 separate times.
They're having a hard time.
Yeah. Eventually, a poor owl like takes pity on you and is just, where do you want to go? Like, do you need directions?
Mariz immediately is just, I need to find Mr. Mersel.
Oh, he's there, and he points at the door that you've passed 15 times. Right, that's where the kitchen is.
Mariz will pause and thank the owl and ignore the fact that they're a cherry red color as they awkwardly cough into their little nubbin fists and then open the door.
Yep, I'm not gonna make you roll perception to
I'd
stop
hope
Marcel.
not.
He's fucking 6'8" with his. He's fucking 6'8" with all his heels.
Damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's 6'11" when he's wearing those.
Good god, Mariz is like 3'6".
Yeah, yeah, she's. They're very short
They're
compared to
very
Cell.
tiny.
Yeah, and you spot Cell in the kitchen. He's currently like baking something.
I just have the mental image of Marcel just like happily and patiently standing in front of an oven, like dusting his hands off on an apron. And it becomes like the title card where Mariz is hovering over his shoulder while he's looking at the oven.
I'm gonna roll perception for Marcel. No, he is. He is too busy like looking at like the bread rising in the oven
It
and like
really
how
is
much
just like the
fancy.
title card.
He's so happy. Look at him. Like bread is baking in the oven.
He's making bread. It's gonna be so good. He'll get to share it with all of his friends and coworkers and his girlfriend. And then over his shoulder, he hears, "Mr. Mersel!"
And he like startles because he really genuinely didn't hear Mariz. That was a nine. And like his hat like kind of like uh his hat kind of flies off his like head and like his shock and his hair does the Ghibli flip. Then he like, reaches up, like tucks the hat like back down on his head and like turns to look at Mariz like, "Oh, Mariz, I didn't see you there."
Hi. Uh, I know why I was feeling nervous before we started. That was Mariz.
Oh, oh, hun.
Mariz was so happy and eager, but now like confronted by Mersel, like actually face to face, they kind of pause and they turn kind of a really neon grape purple, and they're like, what you doing?"
Oh, I'm baking some bread. This one's quick, give me like a cartoon style that's not Ghibli.
It's probably because Mariz is UPA, but I immediately thought UPA in.
This this one is a European delicacy.
Oh.
Hmm. Yes, and aside from the bread that I'm baking, he points like to his right. I'm also making some some roast ham.
Man, they must be extremely spoiled here with you feeding them.
Oh, well, yes, but Marcel kind of like there is a pause as Marcel like bites back the remark that he actually once was about to say because no one in the studio has any taste. One time I switched to roast ham with burgers and they didn't notice.
Oh my god! Is that what he actually says to them?
No, like Mariz
Okay.
just sees him pause and like visibly like visibly
He does the cringe
reconcentrate
emoji.
something. Yeah, and he's just like everyone here has their own taste. Like the engineer wants things extremely spicy. Like this. And he opens like a little box on the counter. It looks like what you would expect an Xbox to look like. Except when he opens it, he like pulls his hat like in front of his face. And it's not an icebox because the moment he opens it, Maris just sees like flame shoot out.
Oh. Mariz,
Yeah,
who had been
and
hovering over his shoulder, immediately leans away.
yeah, and when the flames die down, there is like a bowl of like lava, whereas like you're just like, is that lava? And a note that says, "Do not eat this, Tobias. I swear to fucking star."
Mariz peeks back over after the flames had died down, and the first thing out of their mouth is, "Where did you get a bowl that can transport lava?"
Oh, I had to commission my sister to make it. Her name's like Splenda. She likes tinkering and making things.
Huh. Next question. How often does Toby try to eat this that you have to have a sticky note there for it?
Do you want the honest answer or the nicer one?
I'd like an honest answer because I like having ammo.
He eats them so often, I'm surprised that his teeth haven't melted from his mouth.
Gross!
Marcel like grabs an oven mitt and closes the box.
It's
But
like a
yeah,
fucked up little oven in there.
It is. For obvious reasons, I can't put it in the fridge. The
Yeah.
engineer will be able to eat it then. But I can't just leave it out either. Not only because the bias would eat it, but also just because left alone for too long, I'm afraid that one day I'm going to knock it over and it's going to eat a hole through the floor.
Ugh. Gross.
Well, the engineer is. Pause. I actually don't remember if NG ever told Mersel straight up he was half fire spirit.
I don't remember if that's public knowledge.
Yeah, I don't remember, so I think Stel
Smarter
just.
people in chat.
Do you remember?
The 21st night of September.
Fuck you.
Oh, well, we didn't get an answer. Don't worry about it.
Okay, it's just gonna be like. It's just gonna be like. It's just gonna be like. He's just gonna be like, well, the engineer is engineer.
That's fair.
Yeah. And he's just. Oh, coming up with recipes that he can eat and enjoy eating is quite fun. I mean, no, the engineer would eat glow sticks if I let him, but it's still like nice to come up with meals that he enjoys.
And I thought dance parties were more that DJ guys thing.
Oh yeah. When I well, the engineer doesn't use the glow sticks to party.
He could, if he wasn't a coward.
He also loves eating charcoal sticks.
Ew. This makes me think of my brother, who would eat literal garbage in front of me.
Marcel sighs and like he kind of like absentmindedly like gives a pat to like where's his hat and it's just like the curse of being a cook is that you will constantly see people around you eat questionable things.
Yeah, I think at this point Fleck only does it to mess with me now.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, I bet Toby would do it too if he could eat trash.
No, I I would take you up. I wouldn't take you up on that, but he absolutely would.
Gross.
Hmm.
At least
And
there is worse. At
please,
least Miss Primrose has tasted food and then remembers her cooking.
Marcel is just she has taste of food. Yes, her cooking though.
Yeah,
But it's
I
not as it once was.
one of the pies she tried to make came to life and tormented my school.
Oh yeah, I know about that. It was the talk of the culinary circles for a while. I think she's banned from quite a number of kitchens now.
Woof. Does that include this one?
She's always been banned from this one.
People have been banned, like actually, from this kitchen?
Have you met the people of Dodo Studios?
No.
Fair enough. And so just you see him pull open a drawer and open it and like take out what seems to be like a list. Like you know those lists that are like stuck on notice boards for like
Yeah.
the weekly menu.
Yeah.
And this one just has Monday meatloaf, Tuesday antipasto, Wednesday chicken wings, Thursday beef Wellington, Friday roasted pork, and like Mariz make me like an intelligence check with advantage
Okay, with advantage. Okay.
because you are like a cook.
Woof. It's not gonna be great though because they are stupid.
It's okay. I'm not making the DC high for this. Yeah, you make it.
Cool.
So you look at this list and you notice really quickly that every single food item on this list is like meat or meat based or like meat related. There doesn't seem to be a single hint of a vegetable. And Cell is just like, one time one of the vegetarians in our studio pissed me off, so I made the weekly menu entirely wheat just to keep him out of my kitchen.
That's a little fucked up.
He had food that he brought from home, and in my defense, he kept stealing stuff from my window.
Oh, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah, one time he stole a cake. He kept stealing cakes, so I poured an entire bowl full of salt into it.
Ew.
Yep, he stole that and ate it too.
Does that happen a lot here?
Oh, people stealing food all the time.
Fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
And I want you to know, Mariz probably sounds a little scandalized, but they're grinning.
yeah. And Mersel is also like grinning, even as he's acting like so put upon. Like, he's grinning. You think he would keep working here if it was pouring? And he's just like, man, speaking of stealing food, though, have I told you about the first time Toby ever ate the lava soup here?
Mariz actually like finds a free counter space and sits and like chin hands with their elbows on their knees and just like very expectantly looking at him.
So, one day I had just finished a new recipe for the engineer. It was molten porridge.
Mm.
And it looked something like this. And he takes out like what seems to be a recipe from his drawer, and it's the thing in the picture that I just sent, the bottom left.
Hi, sir.
The engineer hadn't been eating that much that day, so I figured I'd go extra fancy and make it pretty like make something new, unique. So I made some molten porridge, croutons soaked in hot sauce, and eggs steeped with fire magic, coal dust seasoning.
Gross.
Horrendous for you and me, but the engineer loved it. But anyway, I left my kitchen to go find the engineer, and when we came back, the bowl was gone.
Like
The
all of it?
contents. No, the bowl was there, but the contents were gone. There was only a little left at the bottom.
Wait, he ate
And
all of it?
let me finish. So I was confused, and the engineer thought I was pranking him for a moment there, which I don't blame him. But then we heard a noise. It sounded a little like a dying animal, or maybe what a pug would sound like if you kicked it down the stairs. So we looked over, and it turns out that Tobias was sprawled out on the floor in a fetal position. And he was pulling himself up into a slightly upright position by dragging himself up with the counter. And that was when we both learned that there was actually still stuff left in the bowl. He didn't eat as much as I thought initially because he immediately reached for the spoon and tried to take another bite.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think the engineer football tackled him to the floor. If you nudge the carpet and he kicks aside like the small carpet, and you see like a Tobias shaped crater.
It's the reason why they have the carpet.
Yeah, and then Mersel like nudges the carpet back over it. So yeah, that was the first time he started stealing my food, and he continues to steal it to this day. And so it kind of decides between him and Jack and Primmy and most of the studio, basically. Half of my
Why?
times.
Why would they steal it if you're making it for them in the first place?
Well, I imagine because it's fun, and I also imagine it's because it looks delicious and they get impatient and they want to eat it.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
It's the equivalent of stealing a cookie from the cookie jar, except the cookie is porridge that can actually kill you in Tobias's case.
And you're the only one who works here and deals with stuff like that?
Well, the owls help out sometimes, but What I've heard, the previous cook left because they couldn't keep up with the energy of the studio. I
Hmm.
mean, and right as he says this, like an explosion goes off like in the distance, and Cell immediately like immediately like shoves a hand out to like keep the bowl to keep like bowls and plates from falling out. Hurts. And he just like puts them back in, and he's just like, there's a lot going on. What with the engineers' assassination attempts and explosions and experiments and all that.
I guess that's fair. Has it calmed down at all with the whole hiatus thing?
Oh yeah, it has definitely calmed down a lot, especially since most of the actors and such are out of the studio now. But there's still plenty of things happening all the same.
Hmm.
Air tunes, and he does like give a little grin at that.
Yeah, and Mariz grins back and is like, "That's true." Um, but
Oh, oh, sorry about going on that ramble though. What did you come here for?
no, that was it was actually very educational. Um,
Mariz?
uh, Miss Primrose said I should ask if you're taking apprentices.
Mersel pauses, and in the back of his head there is like a little chibi Mersel and a little chibi Primrose, and he has just like taken her by the neck and started shaking her. And back in the waking world, he's just I see. Um, I don't suppose anything of what I just said turned you off on the prospect at all.
And Maris is just rapidly shaking their head to the point where like the two little pins on their hat are kind of jingling together. And they look up at Marcel with their one big eye and their really bright like yellow green color as they're like, "So are you taking apprentices?"
Roll me a persuasion.
Oh,
I will roll a with save.
what's your persuasion? What the fuck? Why is your persuasion so high?
Because you're a bard and you have expertise.
That's fair. 25.
Alright, I don't think I'm beating that, everyone. Let's see. This. Yeah, I need a 19 to like beat that.
Woof.
Yeah, no way. He watches you and like you can see him like kind of like struggle a bit before he puts his face in his hands and goes, "Well, I'm not taking apprentices. So, are are you sure about this? I mean, I'm a decent cook, but I only started cooking and baking about." And he pauses to think about it. Let me remember the timeline. It's been 2 years since I joined Toonkind,
Mm.
and then before that, 2018. It's only been 5 years since I started cooking and baking.
Well, it's only. That's kind of around the same time I started.
Oh, is that so? Perhaps he should be teaching me. And he gives like a little like smile.
But you're older than me, and you have a job, and you're a professional, and you work in this place, and they throw their arms up and they lean back a little.
Roll me an insight.
Oh, Maris's insight isn't great, but it's not terrible.
Did you jinx yourself again?
No, at least not as bad as last time.
Okay, yeah, I think that makes it. So, would you say, but you're an adult and you have a job and you work in this place, like, so kind of like doesn't meet your eye, is twisting like his hands and like tugging at his sleeves in a nervous tick. He seems like he wants to say something, but he's not.
And Maris kind of catches that, and squints at him and turns kind of like a bubblegum pink because they're like, what? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing's wrong. I just getting a job isn't really that difficult. Getting getting a job here in the studio was not difficult. He trails off. He's still not looking at you.
Mariz squints a little harder and is like, how did you get this job?
Um, if I take you on as my apprentice, will you never ask me this again?
Okay.
All right. And like he reaches out a hand to like shake.
Mariz kind of pauses and squints at Mersel. Hang on.
Marcel is smiling and sweating.
Mariz looks up at him again with with their big ol' eye and is like, does that mean if I do ask you, you won't let me be your apprentice?
Are you gonna roll your persuasion?
Mariz really taking advantage of the fact that they're kind of baby today.
Marius wise, he doesn't know the war crimes I've committed.
28.
Sal retracts his hand and is just like, I guess you. Mm, he he's like tugging at his sleeve. I mean, how I got the job doesn't really matter here, does it?
But how will I know then? Because I'm gonna be out of high school soon, and I'm gonna have to get a job at some point, and I don't know how applying to jobs work.
Trust me, Mariz, you do not want to get hired the same way I did.
But how did you get hired then?
Um, and so goes back to the counter and just starts shuffling around spices.
And Mariz kind of turns this burnt orange and kind of puffs out their cheeks a little and flies over to hover over his shoulder again, like, how'd you get the job?
It's not that important. God, Mariz, you should. Mariz challenges him to spar so that they can learn how he got fired.
Will you tell me if we are wrestle and I win?
What? No, I. He turns to look at like Maris's twig arms. Considers for a moment that he might have a chance, then shakes his head because no, his strength is so bad. No, I would lose.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. Whereas I can't even lift I can't lift most objects.
How'd you even? Okay, then that tells me that you didn't get a job like most normal people do. Cause on job requirement thingies, don't they list how much weight you're supposed to be able to carry?
These squid Severus. What kind of jobs have you looked at?
I haven't looked at a lot of jobs, but I remember my sister looking at job requirements. I am still only 17, and they smile.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Did Mariz actually look at a cook job application that was asking for the amount of weight that you could carry?
No, actually, because Mariz has not had any interest in like job applications until Primrose pointed out, hey, you can ask Mersel if you want to be his intern or apprentice or something.
What job was Mariz's sister looking at?
A lot of it's from what I know from job hunting, like sometimes there are jobs that like have like listed like you need to be able to carry at least 30 pounds.
Yeah, the thing that came to mind was like librarians, archivists, because I have
Yeah.
like stuff like that on campus, like with like a weight requirement. So it's just like kind of like question mark, question mark, question mark. Because he works as like the cook, not the waiter, not a waiter. Like he doesn't like. I don't think like he would have needed like a weight requirement for this. Not
The
that he applied to his job, but like
not that Mariz does that. They
yeah.
just kind of they stare at him, and their cheeks are puffed out and they're squinting, and then they're like, you know what? Fine, I'll ask your boss then. I'll go find Mr. Engineer.
Oh, okay, have fun. And he goes back to like putting like slices back in the pantry because engineer would not know.
Or Toby or Miss Primrose. I'll find someone to tell me what it is.
All right, have fun. He puts more spices back in the pantry. And after he finishes like putting the spices back, he just looks at Mariz and it's just like,
While he wasn't looking, Mariz had flattened himself onto the floor.
and he's just, why do you want to know so badly?
I don't know you got this job. How could I get
Presley,
this job like this?
trust me, it's not as luxurious as you are probably imagining. Besides, if you want an internship at studios, I'm actually not sure if going to me is. I mean, I do cook here, but ultimately, I'm not the one who hires people.
So I just need to get permission from the people who do that.
Well, yes, I assume they'd ask for my opinion, but ultimately, again, I'm not the one who's in charge of hiring people.
Mm-hmm. Now, what if, just out of character, what if we did this the way that I infiltrated a certain server?
Oh my god. Are you saying that Mariz is gonna march over to moves?
Let me real quick DM something to Snail, just as a heads up.
Yeah, ask Snail first, and if Snail is on willing, I guess. That's what I had in my hands. The funny thing is, I don't know if Moves would know how Snell got hired either.
Well, Mariz isn't asking how he got hired. Mariz wants to know how they could get hired.
Hell yeah. Cell gets to keep his secret another day.
For now.
For now.
But now we wait. And Mariz is just on the floor, just on their back, like. The way Miss Primrose said it made it sound like it would be really easy.
I mean, it probably will be. Just meet with Moves, our engineer.
And then
In the
you'd approve
meantime,
it, right? And you'd let me be your apprentice?
um, I'd definitely say okay to you working here.
But not being your apprentice?
He kind of like rubs like the back of his neck and oh okay, those sure are feelings. So he's just like an apprentice is a lot of it's becoming an apprentice to a person is a pretty big deal, and I don't know, I feel like you'd probably be better off looking for someone else. I mean, I get involved in a lot. I might not even be around 24/7. I'm not sure if that's the most stable of environments. Not that the studio is stable at all, but yeah.
But I can still learn from you when you are here, and when you're gone, then I can take over, and it'll be like trial by fire.
Please don't say that. He says as another explosion rocks the studio, and he kicks out a lamp to stop like a stack of plates from like falling over. And he's just like, please don't say that. You will jinx it. But wait, actually, even regardless of how this ends, and he walks over to the corner and goes, "This is where the fire extinguisher is." Just so that you know, I have one in my hammer space, but this is the kitchen fire extinguisher, and he puts it back where it was.
Okay.
But back to the conversation. Well, yes, but I'm not that great of a teacher, Mariz, really.
Either way, you probably still know things that I don't.
Well, I suppose I just I just think that there are better places to for you to intern or apprentice at, especially better places with more staff even.
But I want to help you.
That's nice.
And I want to
God,
learn
I
from you,
just
and you're really good at making up recipes.
God, Sal is just giving me like, oh God, oh God, oh no, this is such a big responsibility. Oh fuck,
Oh
oh God.
no.
Sal, boys, I'm not ready for a child. He's just like, I'm happy that you think so highly of me, but there are better people at cooking than me, I assure you.
But I don't know those people.
I could point you towards one.
But they're strangers, and I know you, and you're friends with Toby, and you're dating Miss Primrose, who's really nice to me.
God, Cell is just like, hmm, what, why this studio? Like, why apprentice with me? Is it really just because we know each other?
Well, we know each other, and you're really nice to me, and Toby works here, and Miss Primrose, and Rowan, and Tally and Banana and Rat are here sometimes, and Mr. Bob is here. Why would I want to have my very first job in a place that's full of strangers, and there are people here who know me and are nice to me?
Okay, roll me a persuasion. Okay, I'm not gonna roll a whiz save. You see Sal kind of like hesitate again and pull at his sleeves and consider it. And it's specifically because like Mariz like mentioned that, oh, I know I have friends here, or I know people here. I wanna like work somewhere that's not like with strangers, that like he considers it. It's still like, I'm not ready for this responsibility, but at the same time, like Mariz like really wants this. So eventually he's just like, all right, if moves or the engineer gives the okay, and you do get hired, I will approve it, and I will put a good word in for you as well.
And Mariz finally peels himself off the ground and like hands clasped in front of them, that bright sort of yellow green. They're like, really, you will?
I will.
And you won't go back on it.
No, but you won't you ought not go back on this either.
I get hired for real, and I tell you, and then it's legit.
It's legit.
And Mariz is now vibrating where they're flying. That I got a reply from the holder. I got a yes.
Oh my god.
I got a yes!
Snail coming in or
I don't know. Let me ask.
that would be hilarious though if Moves chooses this moment then to like slam the door open like Mersel, darling. That would be so funny. I don't know if Snail's online, but that would be hilarious if it did happen.
I'm messaging Sale right now. We're getting the word right from the source, ladies and gentlemen.
God,
This
I
fucking
still
peer pressure. I don't think
Is
Sale is in
Snail's
the
just
server. I
over-
don't know.
we can invite them if I mean, can we invite them? Looks at you and Fletch.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, Snail is because Snail is in book club?
Oh, okay, perfect. I don't
Yeah,
think
Snail is.
Where is
Why
Snail
is she
on the
not
site?
on the list? Yeah.
Where is she? Where is her name? Where is
Oh,
Snail?
I think Snail doesn't
Oh,
have
there
rules.
she is. I see her.
Where?
She's under online because I don't think we have a separate thing for ABCD.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah, she's online.
You are. That's why
What
you're
was that?
purple. Oh, I got another message.
Oh?
Okay. Snail can't cameo.
Unfortunate. Understandable, but unfortunate. Tell Snail we love her. God, I don't know if you want to like FPS this with Snail. So like,
I
you
mean, Snail says that I can do the Mariz runs off to ask DJ moves.
yeah, this is just me being like you can do whatever you want here. Like,
You know what? Snail has given me her blessing, and thus.
does Mariz just fly off?
Yeah, Mariz, with that confirmation and like the promise implied that Mersel won't go backsies on it, turns teal and is vibrating. It's like, okay, cool, I'll be right back, and zooms out of the door.
And Cell's just like, goodbye? And well, you know what I mean. He gives the general like vibe of blinking at the door before going back to watching like the bread in the oven.
He has a blissful, peaceful 10 minutes before Mariz is slamming into the door again, waving around papers like, I got hired!
And he just like yelps and like the exact same like moment from earlier happens again. And he tucks like his hat back down on his like Ghibli and foof, and he's just like, "Oh, well, welcome. You got hired?
I got hired!
Was it Moves?"
DJ Move said I could work here and be your apprentice!
I just imagine Mariz giving Mersel the papers, and he looks at them, and it's just like the glitteriest of signature.
And he's just like, yeah, alright, that's Moves.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, okay, there's no way this is Spark. And he's just like, well, alright then, I did give my work, so welcome to the studio kitchens, Mariz. Glad to have you here.
And they throw their arms up in the air.
Yeah. And he's just like, before we get into cooking anything though, and he pauses a moment, considers, and just crouches down in front of Mariz and just, what would you do if people came into the kitchen and tried to steal food while you were here?
Hit them.
Alright, good. What would you do if Tobias came here to steal
Hit,
lava
hit,
soup?
hit, hit!
Good! Now, with Toby, you want to go for the knees.
Got it.
Want to go for the knees, he has the strength of a wet tissue paper, so
Hmm.
you can you can always, if needed, grab his legs and yank them out from below him.
Got it.
Now you are smaller than I am, and he pauses. He doesn't want to say like weaker, because like he doesn't know how strong Mariz is, and making assumptions is like not
What's
always like
Marcel's
right.
strength mod? Wait, now I'm curious.
His strength mod is bad. He more means like in actual terms of
Okay.
levels, because I'm pretty sure Marcel is a higher level than
Oh
Mariz.
yeah, definitely.
Mm. Marcel's strength mod is bad. Like it's a -1.
Oh really? Mariz is a +1.
Yeah. Like I said, there was a reason why he was like, I'm not arm wrestling with you. Oh fuck! I stubbed my toe.
Oh
But
no!
but yeah, I'm here. I'm back. Ow. But yeah, you're the one saying I get distracted. Listen, it's fine. He's just giving like Mariz a rundown on the people who are most likely to eat food, like to steal it. Which on the list of culprits, there's Lucky Jack, Sharks Kid, Primrose, Tobias. Those are like the ones most likely to break in.
Mariz is
So
just
Tally, actually. I should note Tally down there as well, Tally and Banana.
Mariz is very dutifully standing there. Like Marcel is a drill sergeant and they're a soldier going through boot camp.
Yeah. Like he's just like quietly like listing the people that he knows of that do like break into the kitchen.
And the answers he gets in response range from Eldritch Blast to Witch Bolt to just an unarmed strike to hold person.
And Sal's just like, now keep in mind we don't actually want to hurt them. They do need to like go back to their job. But if
Yes.
they but if after the initial warning they don't back off, you are basically free range to get them to leave.
So I can threaten them with pointy sharp things, as long as I don't hit them the first time.
Yes.
Perfect.
I'll, to everyone listening being like, what? I'm just like, listen, this is Dota Studios. Mariz will fit right in. God knows, like, Sal and Jack were, like, at each other's throats for a long time before they actually started getting along.
Mm. And like, listen, Mariz already has like friends and people that they know at the studio that would probably listen to them.
Yeah, and if they don't listen to them, that's their problem. Ah, yes, your lava soupies. Your lava soupy eating days are numbered.
Your lava soupy days are numbered, color boy.
Your cousin is here in the kitchen now. Sal's just like gonna be talking to Marcella, and he's just I'd offer to spar, but I think a lot of people would kill me if I sparred a child.
I'm not that young. I'm turning 18 this summer.
Well, yes, but I self-wise, how do I tell Mariz that like beating up someone else's kid is like not a thing that you do?
Yeah, Dillinger would be on his ass. Bob probably, maybe Fleck. I don't know. If Mariz told him this
Yeah,
is
it's
agreed
what.
upon spar, I think he'd be okay.
Yeah, but even still, like there is a difference between him sparring Gil, who he did hold person, and
Yeah,
a fucking like, wheel on.
Gil is Marcel's brother. Mariz is a child that looks up to him.
Yeah, Mariz is a child that looks up to him, and like is also a child and not his child.
Mm. I mean, for about 2 hours every weekday, he will be. They will be his child.
Congrats, you are a parent.
Congratulations, you have responsibility over a minor.
Self voice, this is so bad. This is the most horrid idea ever. Yeah, he's just like running. He's just like, I'm pretty sure your family wouldn't be happy with me.
Fleck thinks sparring is fun.
Your parent?
Don't have one.
Huh.
I was told that I
Older
was
sibling?
hatched.
Oh, he nods. That, tunes are like that. Like, for
Yeah,
all he knows, he was actually detached.
and they did. Though I was told that the actual term is bloomed. They just think hatch is funny.
And he's just, elder sibling?
Uh, I'm the youngest, and then it's Fleck, and then Dillinger.
Hmm, I don't know if the Dillinger would approve of me sparring with you. Or Bob. He shudders.
Nothing I do ever phases Mr. Bob.
Mr. Bob used to be an anxious mess.
Like he's not still?
No, worse.
Oh, worse.
Yeah, he used to be really nervous, and he used to be really nervous and have heart attacks whenever something loud happened nearby.
Working at Dodo Studios must have been the most harrowing exposure therapy for him.
Yeah, but it worked.
I mean, that's
And
true.
and being my brother, I guess.
Your brothers?
Yeah,
Does that mean
I
you're Tally and Rad's uncle?
I'm Red's uncle. I don't know what Tally's opinion on this is.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Um, well, God, yeah, we live together. Did Bob not tell you this?
No, but I guess it's because anytime I talk about where he lives, it's mostly in relation to Banana.
Banana. Hmm. He has not met Banana, I think, but I mean, he probably would know of them. Just because Banana like knows a lot of people in Cell's direct circle.
Mm. And I
Like,
mean, it wouldn't surprise me that he hasn't met Banana face to face, considering he's like 6'11" with his heels.
yeah, it's that thing where he knows vaguely of Banana, but
Mm.
has never actually met the person.
No, yeah, Mariz, like Mersel, like implies that he's never actually met Banana, and Mariz just kind of nods and is like, "Yeah, you're too tall."
I'm sorry. Like he
Banana,
just apologizes for being tall.
well, Mariz looks down at his high heels, but doesn't say anything. Banana is scared of tall people.
Okay, that does make things a little complicated.
And it makes
Hmm.
sense now, actually, why she likes Mr. Bob so much.
Cell like snorts a little. Cell does snort a little, cause yeah,
Yeah, and
like
Mariz is like, it's like sitting cross-legged in the air, actually, as they're squinting and thinking, and is like, yeah, I think he's about the same height as her or something.
that that makes sense. Yes. Oh, God, Saul is just like in his head, like, what do I do? Like, what do like people with apprentices do? Oh God, oh fuck, oh God, oh fuck. I'm not equipped for a child. I'm like the cool uncle.
For some voice, I can't
But
have a
even
child. I'm not parent material.
he really isn't.
I
I
love
love him
that
so
he's
much.
equating this to having his own child when, like, on the clock, he's gonna be responsible for this kid for like 2 hours after school.
Yeah, like like he is stressing out way too much over this. Like he's
Darling.
definitely not full time parent material, but this isn't really full time parenting.
Mm.
Like I think like once it actually goes on, like he will relax because I think it's literally just that his like metric for apprentice is like magic apprentices, which are, you know,
Yeah.
a lot more like
I look at
actually high.
Zan and I look at Win.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
definitely a lot more like, oh God. But like, I think once Riz leaves and he remembers that this is like basically an internship and they're only gonna be here for 2 hours after school, he's like, oh, that's fine, I can do that.
It's like, oh yeah, that's all this is. I'm not teaching them magic. This is okay.
Yeah. Delphus, oh, thank God, I'm not actually solely responsible for this child.
He wouldn't be anyway because Toby works here.
Yeah. Okay, look, Cell is not parent material and he knows that he's gone for too often. He can't be like stable parent and he's definitely not the guy you want to like be responsible for a child's development and give them advice.
It's fine. Mariz is almost 18.
But has Mariz ever actually said hate their actual age to Mersel?
Yeah, they didn't dismiss FPS because they told him that they told him that they're 17.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, like Delphus, oh thank God.
Thank goodness they are not a tiny child.
Delphus, 10 stars. I'm not actually like doing what Win does.
Marcel just for a moment had a panic of, oh god, oh no, does this make me a parent? Does this make me Maris's parent?
Yeah. I love him so much. I love Marcel so much. He is absolutely correct. He is not parent material.
Oh,
Big brother would
definitely,
flunk it.
yeah. Like, older brother and uncle, like, that's fine. He's not ready to be a father.
He is not. I don't know if he'll
Absolutely
ever
not.
like. I
Which
don't
is
know if he'll
fair.
ever be. Yeah, I don't know if he'll ever be a good father. Like decent, yes. I don't know if he'll ever be like good with a capital G.
Mm,
He's too flighty.
he's too flighty. Yeah. Yeah, he's like the cool uncle who will disappear for like 2 weeks and come back with a really cool souvenir.
Yeah, no, exactly. You brought him down to his bare essentials.
Damn, it really be like that, huh?
Yeah. Uh, do you have anything else you want to do?
No, I mean, like, them talking about things that Mariz would have to know about the studio. Like, that seems like
Yeah,
fair
like
play.
Yeah, Cell probably does have a list of like allergies and stuff.
Mm.
Dietary requirements, like Jack is a vegetarian when he does visit. This owl is like allergic to dairy. This one is allergic to this. The engineer do not like give him frozen or iced food. He will like get hurt from it. Give him like really hot stuff. And he also notes that Mariz, you are not allowed to cook for the engineer until or now.
Mariz nods, like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like considering the stuff engineer eats, like you definitely don't want to be handing that to an inexperienced cook.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Jack is the reason that Cell has an all meat menu, DD. It was actually something that happened back before they like got along. Like Jack pissed Cell off at one point so much that this happened. Let me send a picture. It's Kokodo. But yeah, like the reason why he had an all meat menu was because Jack pissed him off, and he was like, "Hey, I," and did like an all meat menu for the entire week.
Lamau. Bring your own lunch week, baby.
Bring your own lunch, you fucker. Hold on, do
No,
I have
yeah,
the
I
salt?
think while Marcel is like going over allergies and like preferences and stuff, Maris had actually like pulled out their own little binder, which is a cookbook that they have curated themselves, and basically flips to the very back of it and starts writing it all down like they're taking notes. And Marcel
Nonsense.
doesn't know Mariz enough to know what they're like in school. But if someone who did know them, who does know them from school, would see them, they'd be like, damn, how the fuck are you doing so bad in school?
It's called hyperfixations and
Boom, baby,
neurodivergence.
you fucking got it.
It's okay, Mariz. I'm also like that.
Big mood, man. I fucking, dude, I'll drink to that.
I'm better now that I'm out of the regular school system and in university.
Yeah, this is like a good place to like fade out.
Also, I have a perfect thing, a perfect tweet for y'all.
Uh-oh.
It's extremely old, like beginning of 2020 old.
I'm feeling a little salty. This just reminds me of that time you were like, man, what if I had given Marcel a salt allergy?
God, yeah, because Lemres has one.
Yeah.
Wait, Craggy actually drew a response to this, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if we should keep talking about this while recording.
Listen, I just need to give the response. It is very good, and I want to see if it actually makes you laugh on VC.
That's fair. And while you're looking, welcome to the after show. That has been Intern Turmoil. Mariz has been hired. This was, I assure you, I talked to Snail. I have infiltrated. And now my master plan is to get someone else in there with me. I won't say names, but you know who you are.
Yeah. No, why did my brain just fucking die?
It'd be like that sometimes, man.
It'd be like that sometimes. Also, I do wish that like finding dates for like stuff in Discord is easier than having to flip through the years. What is the 8th month again?
August.
Thank you, beloved. I owe you my life.
Oh shit, Mariz only needs one more draft point, and then they can level up again.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I can't believe Snail just let it be that easy for Mariz to get hired, because I did. Everyone heard, like live on recording. I asked Snail in DMs, and she said yes. Oh my god.
I found the picture.
I love his scrunkly little face. Thank you
God,
for this present, Vamp. And thank you for
You're
doing this
welcome.
FPS with me, Vamp.
Yay! I just Wiggles. I'm glad that we had the FPS, and I'm happy
Yeah.
that Mariz is now working at the studio.
Hell
And
yeah.
I am glad that you didn't repeat the same mistake I did.
I mean,
So
I almost did. It wasn't until you messaged me yesterday, last night, and you were like, we should probably ask Mod or Snail, that I finally asked because I was so nervous.
I assumed, Fletch, that Marzi already asked.
That was really funny.
Yeah, Fletch was like, oh, have you asked Neil and Mott? And I was like, Marzi did. I think Marzi did. Marzi did, right? And Fletch was like, ask Marzi. You should know better considering what assumptions to listen.
You know what they say about assumptions? Ass.
We should probably turn the recording
Yes,
off.
okay. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Intern Turmoil. Thank you, our lovely audience members, both here and in the future. I love you all so much. My brain died.
And good night, everybody.
Bye.